Hello there, and welcome back to what is probably the final episode of Feudal Alloy. Forgot the name of the game then. There are a couple of areas on the map, and I wish I could have a mouse cursor to show you this, but I don't have one. So the map that we are currently on, we've got this big square room up in the corner. So I want to go and check to see if there's anything attached to that first of all. Because we are very much in the stage now where we've got so few options as to where things could realistically be hidden, that all I've been doing is looking for gaps on the map. And that's one of the big obvious ones. So, I'm going to go and try... What is going on with OBS? There we go. Sorry, it's been really weird. Right, let's just make sure I'm going in the right direction. Yeah, I am. Away with thee. Right, so we want to go up. The question is actually, where is the linking bit? Which has been one of the issues with this map throughout the game. Right. Nope. Right, there's spikes down there. So, down here... Okay, so this is the room. Clearly you are not going to be susceptible to... Right, nothing hidden there. Yeah, see, this was where... This was the bit with the weird map issue. And I kind of feel like there's supposed to be something there. Ah! Yes, okay. Nope. Because all we're really looking for now is chests and... Oh, there's... Speaking of chests. I don't know how many more we've got to find. There's no counter in-game as far as I can see. Pick up that scrap since we're rather close to another level. And that brings us out there. Okay. That's one place that I was thinking of checking. The other is this map here. Just below there's a fairly square block. So I want to go and see if... there's anything up there. It must be noted that this is not so far I love that sound effect. Whee! Ah! Leapy boys! Because realistically, not only do I want chests, but I want... lockets. Couldn't know what they were called then. Through here? Yeah. Oh, so this... Oh, it's this room, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like... I feel like there's got to be something there. Maybe... Right, this door, that takes us down, doesn't it? Oh! What? Or maybe I just wasn't paying any attention and never went through that door. Foolish Demajen. Oh, that's a cool looking hat. Fitting head. Another level. More iframes. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, so it does bring us out there. Right next to that door. Okay, so that is that. Now, have we got anywhere on this that looks like it's got some kind of obvious... There's not really any obvious bits and pieces on that one, is there? Nor that, to be honest. There's one little nubbin up there that might have something, I think. Where are we? Get down to a teleporter. Where was it? There. Right, so we wanted to go to here, wasn't it? Which is that one. Right. Don't think it's that door. I think it's... Is it over here? I feel like it is. Ah! Clank. Yes. There we go. No! Stop following me! Ching 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 ching. Come on, there's gotta be one of the... Nah. There's gotta be a locket around here somewhere. Thing is, I'm actually missing 2. And I can't really think. Where that might be. Right. I think that is probably that map complete. So, I shall be back in a moment. Okay, I didn't come back. What we have got here is probably about 2 hours total of sped up footage. Sped up to about 500 times speed. Which still makes the episode probably 35 minutes or so long by the time it's finished. But this is me going through every single area in the game and looking for the lockets. I figured out that because there are 10 lockets and 10 areas, it would probably make a reasonable amount of sense if I had found one in each area. So I went through and I took a look, and as soon as I found a locket in an area, I moved on to the next area to see if I was right. And I was right, thank God, because if there'd been multiple in one area and none in others, it would probably have taken even longer than it actually did. But yeah, 10 lockets, 10 areas. So I took a screenshot of my map and I marked on it when I found a locket, or when I found the arrow in the tree stump where I had originally, yeah, like there for example, where I had originally found the locket. So now I just move on to the next place. There were also the odd moment where I came across a chest or something that I hadn't found before, but at the time of recording this, which obviously is in post, I am still missing the one achievement for having found every single chest in the game. There's still some, or maybe even just one, that I am short. I don't know how many, because nowhere in the game does it actually tell you what's complete, what is not complete, you know, what area you have unlocked everything in, which is a tad frustrating, I must admit. But that is the nature of the game, really. When it comes to a metroidvania like this, by the time you've got to this stage of the game and you are trying to unlock every single achievement, basically all you can do, especially if there are no hints given, is go through every room, every chunk of the map to find that last however many percent that you are missing. So when the video and audio freezes here, it is just because I'm tabbed out to my my Photoshop document, just looking and combing every wall and seeing what I could find. At this speed, you can actually see the XP bar creeping up, and I do manage to get probably 3 or 4 extra levels. Don't quite manage to fill out the defense tree, but maybe if I do go and find those extra chests or whatever there is, because for this, see, there's an example of a room that I didn't try. There was something in that wall there, but I couldn't figure out what it was, because it wasn't showing up. Just trying to find those last 3. So this is all I was doing for this run. I was just looking for lockets. If I found something else on the way, great. But all I was doing was going from room to room, and when I found a locket in an area, then I moved on to the next one. If I am super diligent about chest hunting, what I'll probably end up doing is actually printing out a copy of the map and going through every single room and kind of ticking off or crossing off the map when I've actually, or at least when I think I have 100% fully explored that room. It's what I did in Axiom Verge, for example. I'm not entirely sure what happened to the copy of the Axiom Verge map that I printed out, but took me a while, obviously, to go through and just double check everything. And I'm sure in this, even just watching it back, there are instances when I have backtracked across rooms that I've already explored and that I know that there's nothing in. But that's what happens in this kind of game when you are just trying to find that last little bit. And obviously I do find them. I can't remember what timestamps I find them, however. Spikes were the bane of my life, actually, in this speedy run through of the area. Several times I just couldn't, for some reason, get over the spikes. And those spawners as well, they don't seem to be... They seem to kind of scale, almost, with the amount of damage that you can do. Not entirely sure why. But yeah, as you can imagine, I think a lot of people find this kind of style gameplay really frustrating. I don't mind it too much, but I do appreciate that realistically it's not good gameplay. You need just a little bit more indication, you know, maybe a kind of percentage counter for each of those sellotaped maps. Just saying, okay, this one you've 100%ed, this one you've got 98%. So it just gives you a little bit of indication of where to go. Because, I mean, I could literally be missing one chest in the entire game. And it's not like it's a small map. And because of how the map is connected up, it doesn't necessarily make it actually all that easy to navigate. You know, in a lot of Metroidvania games, when you are looking at the map, it blinks when you're in the room, which is fair enough, and this does the same, but because some of these rooms are quite large, it's... and the icon for your... excuse me... for your character just sits in the centre of the room, regardless of whereabouts in the room you actually are. I quite like the map design, but it doesn't make it particularly easy to actually navigate around. And I don't know if that's by design or not. But yeah, that was me finding another of the tree stumps. So moving backwards to the next area now. Moving on to the next area. Constantly having to try and get my bearings and nip back and forth between rooms to see, you know, where am I, how does it link up? Which you don't have to do with most Metroidvanias. Normally you would very easily be able to see where you were going because it's almost always on a grid. You know, this is the first, I think, Metroidvania that I've played where it's 2D but hard to navigate. Oh, lasers. Yeah, the final amulet that I had to find was actually in the final area, in a bit where, as I was editing through, I noticed I said, oh, yeah, I need to go back down there, and I didn't. And it serves me right, because that is, of course, where the last amulet was. Yeah, spikes, this bit. Frustrating. But yeah, once I'd found the last one, once I'd found number 10 and got the achievement, I just figured, well, I may as well carry on going now. So I went through and explored the other areas, just to see if I could make a map of where all 10 were. And I actually uploaded it onto Steam. And about 10 minutes after I'd done so, I noticed that mine was the first guide up on there. But after I'd done so, somebody else uploaded a very, very similar map, but with other bits and pieces marked on. And by the sound of it, he has plans to add more stuff. So, because I'm busy and I've got a lot of stuff to do, rather than make another kind of big Hollow Knight style map, I figured I'd let him do it. Because quite frankly, a lot of times in this game, you pick up keycards and abilities and stuff before you get the map for the area. And the only real way that I could legitimately figure out where things are, it would take me too long, basically. And it would take me a second playthrough, at least, of the game. See, there's... I think that was number 9. Yeah. Though that's actually the number 6 amulet. So one more to go. Yeah, I think I went and took a break shortly after this. I think the footage is probably going to cut at some point about now. News, damn it. Because this file was already over an hour long. And OBS is a bit tricksy and I wanted to make sure that the footage saved. So, yeah, that was the cut there. It was fairly instant. Lasers. But yeah, this is me exploring the, I think I'm heading to the teleporter here. I've pretty much given up on the idea of chest hunting. But I am exploring nooks and crannies even as I go. That's another level. But yeah, so I like the map system in this game. Don't get me wrong, I do like the map system. I don't think it is as intuitive as in other games, just because of how the doors work and connect up the map. It looks one way on the map itself, but it actually kind of connects differently in the world. I think the only way, realistically, of making a good map of this game is to actually screenshot all of the areas and piece them together that way. But that's a lot of work. Yeah, I found a couple of chests here. Not entirely sure how I'd missed... Oh no, I do remember how I missed those. That was the room where there were a lot of enemies that required freezing and stuff, and I hadn't, at the point in time, I hadn't figured out how the freezing mechanic worked. It took me so long to figure out that freezing mechanic. And looking back, it's kind of simple, but having gone through and edited all the walkthrough, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to try the fire bombs on the metal plated ones, and thinking, oh, that doesn't work, there must be some other ability. It's like, but I didn't try the shock bombs, or I didn't try the freezing bombs. And it's just not actually as intuitive as maybe it could be. Or maybe I'm just dumb. Well, no, died there. Yeah, bit of a run back as well through this stupid spikes room. In fact, I died 2 or 3 times up here and ended up having to run back. And I get a little bit frustrated here. Oh, and also, I discovered that your inventory can fill up. So despite the fact that you've got loads and loads of space, you can actually run out. It does have a maximum number of slots. I don't see the point in that. When there's so much loot in the game, and up until this point you've been able to collect all of it, why suddenly is there an inventory limit? I mean, I'm sure there was an inventory limit from the start, but what is the actual point? Why not just let us collect everything in the game? I'm not entirely sure what the reason for that is. You know, it can't be a memory limitation or anything, can it? So that's me finding the amulet in... well, the amulet location in that room. And I think this is me exploring the final area in the game. Yeah, it's this one. With the lasers. Yeah, that's when I die and I have to go through all of this again. Because I didn't save. I start to get a bit salty here. I'd actually turn the microphone off. Which is why I'm recording this in post. Because actually by the time I'd found that last amulet, I was just more relieved than like, yay! Oh, and this is me doing this frustrating jumping thing again. And as you can see, it took me several times to do it this time as well. Oh, and then I fell just for fun's sake. Yeah, I don't know how you're actually supposed to do that section. You know, I don't know what the actual way of doing it is. Yeah, here we go. So this is the room with... And I screw it up 2 or 3 times here, trying to hit the switch on the ceiling. And I think, actually, don't I end up... Yeah, I end up going back round the other way. And there we go. That is the priceless achievement unlocked. That's all 10 lockets. And there was much sighing in relief at this point in time. But I hadn't finished my map. I hadn't finished my lockets map. So I then went and explored the last couple of areas and made sure I found the locations and marked them down on my map to make sure, should I ever play this again, I can find them all again. Not that there seems to be any actual purpose for them. There's no reward apart from an achievement. There's no cosmetics. There's no extra story as far as I can tell. In fact, the game is completely devoid, really, of any story elements going through. It is just pure exploration. There's obviously the cutscene at the end. There's the cutscene at the start. But that's basically it. Which I think is a bit of a missed opportunity. But anyway, we're coming up to time. And we are pretty much done with the game. I hope you've enjoyed the playthrough. Hope you've enjoyed this post-commentary. And I shall catch you all in the next one. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. Remember to ring that bell to be notified when new videos go live, and until next time, toodle pip.